Alright, welcome back to WordPress. So one of the first things you're going to do once you've logged in and gotten to this point, we have a URL up here. You're going to maybe bookmark this or save this URL. This is how you're going to be able to access or log into the back end to get to this point. So where we logged in, if you just type this in, if you're not logged in, it will automatically prompt that and allow you to log into the back end of your website. So it's very important to know and keep this address, because if you don't know it, you won't be able to get to the spot where you need to be. So the first thing that we have here is, notice it's called the dashboard, and this is kind of like the main area where you kind of set up and start doing some like global design of your website. So if we click on this big blue button right here, it says customize your site. It's going to launch us into that. Here, this is showing me the front end of my website. So this is what people would see if they logged into this website right now. It has a bunch of dummy text and stuff set up. That's just by default when you first set up your site. Now we're going to be able to go in here and change this. All sites come with a basic theme. So this one has 2019, and you can go in here and change this. There are free themes and there are paid themes. So depending on what you want your website to look like, a lot of times getting a theme can really help as far as time goes in setting up a WordPress site, because it will give you a basic look and then allow you to just go in and do more of the changes where you're just really adding the images. You're not going in there and setting up the page how you want it to look, the font how you want it to look like, the colors. Themes can be very helpful. Now we're going to get back into themes. Today we're just going to be going over what's in here and kind of showing you around the navigation of WordPress. The next thing we have is the site identity. So if you had a logo, you would select your logo and you could apply it and log in there. One good thing about logos is you might want to save these in a couple different sizes, because depending on what theme you use, it might not fit, or it might fit, or one size might look better than the other. Now you can size images inside of WordPress, but just for a general, I usually have a white and a black logo. Unless you have color, that's a different story. But if you have sort of a dark background, a white logo is going to work better. If you have a white background, a black logo is going to work better. So some simple things to think about before you actually start doing this. You'll be surprised, just getting everything sized and set up for WordPress can take a while. The site title, we decided this earlier, so it's called Learn WordPress. This is something I added. Though this is something that was just dummy text. So if I wanted to come in here and put a tagline, so let's see, Learn WordPress, and we'll put this for photographers for no actually reason. And so it's going to add that, and you can see as I type that in, it's automatically displaying or showing me what it's going to look like in my page, which is really, really great. Whoops, didn't mean to click on that. But that was the loader for icons and stuff like that. Next we have site icon. So if you have an icon, it should be square and 512 by 512 pixels. So one thing to know, I get a lot of misinformation in websites that people think when you size an image for a website, it needs to be, let's say, 4 inches at 72 dpi. That 72 dpi is incorrect. Everything on a website is pixel based. So when you size an image, it needs to be in pixels, not in inches. And then you would simply go ahead and hit select image, and you could easily upload that image. The next thing we have are colors. So if I click on this and I want to change sort of like the general colors of buttons and items in this, I can easily slide this and you can see it's changing those items. Now you can go in here and make this one color and this a different color and this different color, this different color. There's a whole bunch of it, but just generally what it's doing is anything for button or links or featured images, it's going to be in red. Menus. So your menus are going to be your navigational links. So up here where you would normally have home and then about and then gallery and then links and then contact and all that information, all this stuff will be created here inside this create new menu. No, we're not going to do this right now, but we will get into it. So you can see the different locations. You have your primary location, which is usually going to be up here on the top of your page, a footer menu, which would be at the bottom, and then a social links menu that you also can do. So we'll go back. We have widgets. Widgets are just kind of like a lot of default stuff. Now these are set up for blogs at this point, but there's all kinds of crazy widgets that you can download within WordPress and use. But these are going to be like simple things. So if you had a blog over here, and then you usually get that kind of sidecar image over here in the side for search, for recent posts, for comments, it's automatically going to show up all that information by adding these widgets. So you would just move the widget over when you build your blog page, and then any of your recent posts will automatically appear. You don't actually have to put them over there or do anything. The widget is doing all the work. Homepage settings. So we have homepage displays your latest post, meaning your blog post, or it could be a static page, meaning that you kind of set it up and it never changes. So our home page, unfortunately, we only have one page right now, and then your post page, you would put blog page, for instance. So a static page is something that kind of stays the same over time, and latest post page is something where as soon as you log into your page, it's going to show your blog. Now that's great for sort of a blog style WordPress page. We're going to be doing more of a photo gallery page for photographers. So we'll come back in and change that stuff. And then you have CSS. So CSS stands for custom style sheets, and if you need to go in here and add any custom CSS, this is a place where you could do that. Now we're not going to be getting into custom CSS. We're going to be using what the theme has available for us. Anything that you would want to save. So if I went and made a whole bunch of changes and then I would hit publish, in this case all I did was change this to red. It's going to go ahead and save those changes. If you don't hit publish, it's not going to save it. So when you click out, this would probably give you a little menu saying you're going to lose everything. That is the dashboard inside of WordPress. So hopefully that was helpful. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave those below, and don't forget to subscribe.